Good morning, I need shoes. Good morning, welcome back to another video. Today is the first day of autumn, which means summer has officially ended, even though it feels like it's ended a few weeks ago. Today is the day summer officially ends. I feel like around now would be a fitting time to transition over from my race bike onto my winter bike. As sad and depressing as that sounds, I think it's time. I have not even touched this bike for about 6 months. Let's quickly take off the wheels because I won't be using these wheels on the bike. So I genuinely took the parts off this bike at the end of last winter that I needed on my summer bike. So for example, my power meter and a couple of the components, and I just haven't touched this bike since. It looks like the bottom bracket's in decent condition. Definitely gonna have to change these bars, because since last winter I've changed from a 42 or 44 down to a 40 centimeter bar. So I'm definitely gonna have to change those across, put some new bar tape on. I think for now I'm gonna take the mud guards off just for a few weeks because it's always nicer to ride without mud guards. And the weather isn't like atrocious at the minute. And I'm also gonna get completely new inner and outer cables. And yeah, other than that, I don't think there's too much we need to do to this bike to get it back on the road. Oh, and we're gonna put a new chain on here. All right, sweet. I'm now just about to head off to the bike shop, to our local bike shop, to pick up some parts. My intention is today I'll get the winter bike built up completely and then take it out for a quick spin this afternoon. That way I can have the bike ready, make sure everything's working okay before the real bad weather hits probably next month. I just feel like we're coming into that time of the year now where I'm starting to have to wash the bike after nearly every ride, and in the long run, having to wash a bike every single day isn't going to be good for the health of the bike. Eventually it's going to cause some problems, some erosion, some rust, and that Scott that I've got here at home is in very good condition and I want to keep it that way. Made it home from the bike shop, got a new chain, a new set of brake pads, some bar tape, and a cable set. Everything I need to get this bike back on the road. But I'm actually going to do something that might sound a little bit weird, a little bit unorthodox. Let me explain. So this Ultegra derailleur and obviously the STI, they are both 10 speed. All the wheels I run now are 11 speed, plus 10 speed is a little bit outdated. So instead of having to buy a new set of cheap winter derailleurs, for example some 11 speed 105, what I'm gonna do is use these Dura-Ace derailleurs. Now these actually came off my Cervelo time trial bike, which I sold about a month ago now, and I was going to sell these because for my next year's race bike I don't need / can't use these. Dropping hints all the time. So what I was going to do was sell these Dura-Ace ones and then with that money buy some, for example 105 or Ultegra derailleurs for my winter bike. But after working out how much you get for these second hand plus the cost of some new ones, long story short, it's more cost effective if I keep these Dura-Ace ones and use these on my winter bike as the 11 speed derailleurs. Now to deal with the STI lever part, I'm just going to take the STI levers off the race bike. Now as you can see, this Dura-Ace lever is absolutely knackered. Like this is an unfixable problem. So next year if I was racing on these again, I would probably have to purchase some new ones. But as I mentioned before, I can't / I'm not using said brand. So with all that being said and done, we're gonna have a winter bike with Dura-Ace components. It seems pretty overkill, I know, but I think it's the best option. I think it's the option that makes the most sense. Just as it starts raining, that's pretty much everything stripped off the bike that I'm going to take off it. Now before I start building it up and putting the new parts back on, I think now would be a good time to just clean the frame. Give the frame a good wash because it's filthy.
I'm on the move, running along till my feet hurt. Genius with the money, yeah, you know I am an expert. If you hating, you a fan, you sitting on the bleacher. Hating, you a fan, y'all will never understand. Nah, don't be talking crazy, you know you could catch his hand. Yeah, everything clean, and I got the gold. Wait, everything clean.
So there's dirt in there which has had like 6 months to set. So I'm just going to leave the muck off spray on for a couple of minutes to work its way into the dirt, and then I'll give it a wash off, and it should be good as new. Kind of ironic that it's the first day of autumn and it's raining. components are now attached onto the bike. Now it's time for the most complicated part of a bike build, installing new cables. Now, pro tip. If you're changing the outer cables, a quick and easy simple way to be able to do that is take the old one, line it up against the new cable and just cut it to the same length. That way you know it works, that way you know it's the right size. There's no guesswork, there's no measuring. It just makes things a whole lot easier.
I'm gonna let you in on a little secret. Every day, once a day.
Re-emerging back outside now that the rain has stopped again. Okay, progress update. Everything now is on the bike that's going to be on the bike, apart from the chain. All I need to do now is put the chain on, align the gears, cut the gear cables, straighten up the brakes, cut down the brake cables, and that's it.
Oh man, that is the spot.
Some time has passed. A few hours later, the bike is finally completed. And I think as far as winter bikes go, this is a pretty good one.
Brand new t-shirt, wrist coat, freezer. Yeah, I'm on the move, running long till my feet hurt. Genius with the money, yeah, you know I am an expert. If you hating, you a fan, you sitting on the bleacher. Brand new t-shirt, wrist coat, freezer. Yeah, I'm on the move, running long.
So like I said, when the weather gets really bad, then I'll put the mud guards on. I'm going to take the bike out later on this afternoon for a quick spin, but first of all, I'm going to let it stop raining and I'm going to let it dry up because it's not that nice at the minute. Whilst I wait for the weather to brighten up, I'm going to go out for a run. Today's target is to go sub 20 minutes for a 5k. Let's do it.
You know I am an expert. If you hating, you a fan, you sitting on the bleacher. Sit back, kick back, roll it up, flip that, pop a perk to get me out.
3.01 miles in 19 minutes, 32 seconds. Yes. Pleased to hit that sub 20 target though. At the minute, I don't think there's much more in my legs than that.
Trying to do the numbers, yeah, math class, trying to get bills and stack that, yeah, I'm going hard, no backtrack. Brand new t-shirt, wrist coat, freezer, yeah, I'm on the move, running long till my feet hurt. Genius with the money, yeah, you know.
I've literally waited all day for the rain to stop so I can go out and test the winter bike to make sure it's all working okay. And it's now 7 o'clock and it's going dark. Me and Ed are at the trampoline park this evening. We're gonna go trampolining because that's what our life's come to on a Friday evening. But it is a school night, it's probably going to be full of kids in there, so I think it's best if I leave the camera in the car, and I think that's a little bit weird. But anyway guys, that's the end of today's video. Thanks for watching, I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, please drop a thumbs up, and as always...
Bye!
No, you have to tell them what time you're going to see them at tomorrow.
We'll see you at 5 o'clock!
Brand new t-shirt, wrist coat, freezer, yeah, I'm on the move, running long till my feet hurt. Genius with the money, yeah, you know I am an expert.